Here we're asked to simplify the expression. So simplifying includes seeing if you can distribute and seeing if there are any like terms that can be combined in that order. You can't just say, oh, 7 and minus 20. I can combine those and get negative 13. Because this is not minus 20. It's inside this set of parentheses. It's saying 3/4 times all of this. So what you need to first do is distribute and see what you get here, and then see if it can be combined with that 7. So let's distribute. So again, distribution is when you have a set of parentheses, you can use the distribution property, because what this is saying is the number outside the parentheses is being multiplied by all of this. So you take that number outside the parentheses and you multiply it by each term inside the parentheses individually. That's what the distribution property tells us we can do. So let's do that. When you're looking at that number outside of the parentheses, it's important to see if it is positive or negative. Am I distributing positive 3/4 or negative 3/4? It's negative. So let's first multiply negative 3/4 times 8x. Remember, 8x is like saying 8 times x. So I'm just going to write it like that. So I'm multiplying these three numbers together. Now, I don't know what x is, but I know I can multiply negative 3/4 times 8. You just need to remember when you're multiplying fractions, you need to make sure you have two fractions. One of them can't be a whole number. So I need to first change 8 to a fraction. And you can do that by just saying 8 is the same as 8/1, or 8 divided by 1. Now that I have two fractions, I can multiply across. Now, since the first fraction is negative, I like to just assign that negative sign to either the numerator or the denominator. So in this case, I'm going to assign it to the 3. So this is negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. And then I have a positive 4 times 1, which is 4. So this, when I multiply this together, I get negative 24/4 x. Can I simplify that anymore? Yes, because this fraction is saying negative 24 divided by 4. And that's negative 6x. So when I distribute, do I get negative 6x minus 20? No, and that's a common mistake people make. You need to make sure that you are distributing that number outside the parentheses to both terms. So multiply it by the 8x, but then you also need to multiply it by the 20. And am I just multiplying it by 20? Is it positive or negative 20? You need to pay attention to the signs. This is minus 20 or negative 20. So negative 3/4 times negative 20. Remember, the first step is to make sure, change that whole number to a fraction, and then multiply across. So I'm going to assign that negative sign to my numerator. So this is negative 3 times negative 20 gives me positive 60. And then 4 times 1 is 4. Can I simplify it some more? 60 divided by 4 is 15. So we get a positive 15. And then after you've distributed, make sure you pull down anything else. So that 7 just stays at 7. Now that we've gotten rid of our parentheses, we can combine like terms if we have any. Are there any like terms? Remember, like terms can be just constants, like this 7 and 15, this positive 7 and this positive 15. I can combine those. They're like terms. And I get positive 22. Or like terms can have the same combination of variables and exponents. So here I have an x and negative 6x, but there's no other terms with an x that I can combine it with. So I just leave it as negative 6x. And then you're done. I can't combine 22 minus 6x because they're not like terms. So this would be your answer.